So this is my brand new bass boat. So new, as a matter of fact, we haven't even left the factory. And in today's video, I'm taking y'all on a journey with the boat behind me, so don't go anywhere. This video is brought to you by Siren Marine. More on them to come later in the video. But before we show you how fast she is, I've got to show you what she looks like. Woo-hoo-hoo! What a pretty boat. And for the second year in a row, I decided to go with the black on black full glitter color scheme. This thing is gorgeous, not as pretty as my wife, but definitely takes a silver medal. And now as we officially pull off the lot, just lost about 10% to instant depreciation.
Whammy, whammy, whammy.
Now, like I said, today's video is a journey, so we're gonna make a few pit stops to add some value back into this boat before we take it for its first spin on the lake. And our first pit stop is gonna be at Amped Marine in Longview, Texas. The guys here at Amped Marine create custom bass boat storage solutions that are thermally molded and laser cut for a perfect fit. They can literally make whatever your bass boat or fishing boat needs. And for my FXR21 back there, we put in the works. Everything you could ever think of in terms of tackle and boat storage is now in there. So let me show you guys exactly what we did. In both of my live wells, we put in their custom cold tag holders. I replaced the heavy plastic day box that comes from Skeeter in the factory with the Amped Marine one that actually has slots on the sides to hold your spinner baits and buzz baits to let them dry. And in the center tackle storage area where I usually just have, 8 to 10 boxes that have jigs, crankbaits, top waters, terminal tackle, now I also have side soft plastic storage areas that are completely customizable. I can change the size, and not only does it add the additional space for more soft plastics and tackle, it keeps it totally organized, but still within eyesight, so I can reach down there and find exactly what I need really quickly. And lastly, to add even more storage into my FXR, Amped Marine has built a custom sliding drawer that goes underneath the step from the bottom of the boat up to the front deck. That way, we have even more places to put extra pliers, extra soft plastics, whatever I need can go underneath those stairs, and that space is no longer useless. So with all this being done, we have one more pit stop to make with my FXR before we can go on the water and do a speed test, and that is to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, why is my boat here in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Well, I've lugged it 4 hours north from Dallas because it needs a few key components to be able to hit the water and test that top speed and, of course, catch some fish. You need batteries, you need wires, and you need electronics, also called fish finders. And I trust nobody else to install these on my boat every year than the guys at the Bass Tank. Now, before I show you guys what's inside this awesome custom bass boat building garage, I've got to share with you the sponsor of today's video and a tool that I will never not have in a boat going forward, and that is the Siren Marine system. So Siren is a marine management system built upon wireless sensors that help monitor every important feature in your boat. From battery health to water level to theft and crime prevention, Siren has your boat covered. They are able to do this through 4 and 5G LTE coverage, so when something goes wrong, like your battery level drops, an unauthorized entry into your boat, you get an alarm straight to your phone. In last year's boat, I had wireless entry sensors for every compartment up here on the front deck, a high water sensor in my bilge compartment, and battery sensors to make sure that when I'm charging or on the water, I know exactly what my battery's charge status is. The days of worrying if my boat is charged or if my tackle is safe and sound as I leave my boat somewhere, those days are over, all thanks to the Siren 3 Pro. I don't care what kind of fishing boat you have, Siren Marine is for you, and so I will leave all the information for Siren in the video description as well as pinned to the top of the comments. Huge thanks to Siren for sponsoring this video. I say we talk about this dope garage. Here at the Bass Tank, they do custom bass boat and I guess fishing boat in general riggings to make sure that you as an angler can perform well on the water. So they sell both in person and online every brand of electronics. They got Garmin, Lowrance, PowerPole, Minn Kota, everything you can ever want on your fishing boat can be sold and installed by their custom professional team of guys here in Tulsa. And so when I rig my boat here at Tulsa, not myself, when I do it myself, there's always mistakes. When they do it, my boat is fully ready to go the entire year. Starting here in the back of the boat, I've got dual 10-foot PowerPole blades. I have worked with PowerPole for 7 years now. Fantastic product, amazing customer service, and they are an amazing product because it allows me to stop anywhere on the water, like little frog legs, to stop and fish a dock, a grass pile, a bed, whatever you want. PowerPole's got you covered. And then back here in the battery storage compartment, oh, forgot, Yamaha 250, the best engine out there, forget about it. And back here in the battery storage compartment, I've got a very interesting Pro Guide Batteries lithium setup that I'm gonna share with you guys in a second because it's definitely unique. I forgot to mention I have the power pull charge back here that as my motor runs, it charges the batteries on the go and serves as a regular charger through wall power. And the wiring I have going to each individual unit is the Bass Tank's wiring harness. They make one here in-house that has 8-gauge duplex wires, super strong, zero power loss, that give your batteries the best chance at staying on all day, because I can tell you, over the years, I have had so many times where battery's not strong enough, wire's not thick enough, and so my units just don't get the right amount of power throughout the day. The Bass Tank's wire harness fixes that totally. So let's get back to electronics here. We've got a Garmin 10-inch, I think it's the 102 SV or 106 SV with a GT56 transducer underneath the jack plate back there. But the real magic is up here on the front. Y'all know I run live scope, I love live scope, and I've got a very cool situation up here on the front deck. Let me just show you what it does. So my front graphs up here for this year are a GPS map 16-inch unit, because if you're gonna cheat using live scope, you might as well cheat with a big screen, not a small one. So I've got a 16-inch unit here and a 10-inch unit. The only real purpose of this unit here is to connect for mapping. So my waypoints, making sure I'm staying in a lane somewhere where I'm fishing. That is the only reason why I have this unit. But the biggest thing is that this mount here by Beatdown Outdoors allows me to do this. I'm gonna loosen this here and pull this up. And right before your eyes, I have raised my live scope setup up to, for me, 5'10", waist height. So if I chunk a jerkbait out there, I can be scoping, and instead of sitting here like this, where my neck is, actually it's more like this, cocked down, looking at my unit here, having neck problems, I can see a full HD screen right here at my waist. Like I said, if you're gonna consider live scope cheating, why would I not have the best possible live scope situation? Because like I've told you guys, it truly helps me understand my bodies of water better, and in the winter and summer months, catch some big suspended fish. So I'm excited to have Beatdown Outdoors. I will talk more about this mount in the future. You'll see plenty of videos about it, and it's stinking awesome. So let's put it back down. Oh. That is so stinking cool. Now, like I said, my battery situation is definitely unique for this year, and Pro Guide kind of uses me as a test dummy for certain things. So let me show you what I've got going on in here. Now, you'll be able to tell by this shot here that I only have 3 batteries in here. Most bass boats have 1 cranking battery, usually an AGM or a deep cycle lead acid, and then 3 trolling motor batteries, 3 12 volts that make a 36 volt system for like a trolling motor, like the Minn Kota Ultrex 36 volt trolling motor. I'm running 3 batteries, not 4 batteries. And really, I'm only running 2 batteries. One of them isn't even plugged up. I've got one 36 volt M50 for my trolling motor, just 1 battery, and one 31 M100 DP for everything else. DP stands for dual purpose. It could be a trolling or cranking battery, but Pro Guide has designed it specifically for the cranking and electronics applications. So power poles, electronics, and cranking will all be off that 1 lithium battery. That one 36 volt trolling motor battery is equivalent to 3 Group 31 lead acid batteries, and the new starting battery is over twice as efficient and lasts way longer than a normal lead acid or AGM battery would. Lithium is the future, and I'm happy to run them in my boat. The weight saved is fantastic, but also the reliability and the power strength, I love those things. And you can use code TRF to save 10% on your order, so check it out. And this moment right now brings an end to all the stinking pit stops we had to take to make this thing ready to hit the water. So without further ado, let's hitch this boat up, get it down the road, and see you guys on the water. All right, I'm gonna be honest, I told a little bit of a lie. I said no more pit stops, but I made one more, just one more, because I thought, how cool would it be to have the boat wrapped before it ever touches the water? That right there is a resale value point. And now it's time for the first start on the brand new engine. Right up like a charm. You gotta love a shallow ramp in December when it's 36 degrees outside. Now, what we are doing today is the boat break-in process. Now, I'm also gonna go top speed as the whole video was about, but because it's a brand new engine back there, I cannot just go full speed right off the bat. That is gonna do damage to my engine. Now, how do you break in an engine, you may ask? Well, I've actually made an entire video for the Yamaha Boating Academy that I watch every year. That's right, I watch myself on video, explaining how to do the engine break-in process step by step. So we are bundled up. It is 38 degrees outside. I'm gonna pull up the YouTube video and get this process going. Man, it's too cold out here. Okay, so our first chilly hour is completed on the engine. That is anything underneath 2,000 RPMs. Hour number 2, per the video's advice, is basically just hopping the boat on plane, but going super stinking slow. And doing that will get us to hour number 3. You can't go wide open throttle for more than 5 minutes at a time, but we're not even gonna touch 5 minutes of full speed today. Because it's so boring, I'm gonna hop this boat on plane, skip hour 2, and see you guys when it's time to see how fast she goes, huh? Yeah. All right, well, hour number 2 is done. And just in time too, because I need to pee. And let me tell you, it is so hard to pee with rain gear on. Dare I say, almost impossible. Kind of got to drop short here to even get your dingling out. Okie doke, all done. Back to the warmth, or relative warmth, I guess. Get over it. The moment you have all waited for is finally here. We are putting this thing to the test. 2023 FXR21 speed test. Now, what I'm gonna do here is 2 different tests, and I'm gonna run them twice each. I'm gonna run downwind full speed and upwind full speed, and then, because the boat's kind of empty right now, I'm actually gonna put all my rods and reels, almost all my tackle, and I'm gonna put all the tools, accessories, basically make a boat how it should be, which is fully loaded with all your stuff. I've got the GoPro running, my mouth is stinking cold, so it's slurring words, but the time's finally here, folks. Let's do it. 2 things I need. 1, life jacket, secured and tightened. I've got it. Second thing, kill switch on your body. Man, I'm excited. Let's do our first run right here. This is downwind, unloaded boat. Alrighty, so for test number 1, we got 71.5 as a top speed, and honestly, it felt really comfortable at that speed. I wasn't really chine walking at all. I think having the weight up front there kind of keeps that nose down, doesn't allow it to get squirrely, so I apologize if that was pretty wobbly. But with a 21-foot boat, half tank gas, and unloaded, but of course electronics on it, I'll take 71.5. Fast enough for me. And really the only reason why I even do a top speed test, because it's not really practical most times, is because I just want to see what the capabilities are of this boat. Oh my gosh, my mouth is so cold. My God, my jaw is so slow. Trimming all the way down for test number 2. This is upwind, boat unloaded, top speed. Let's see it. That's a fast hole shot right there, wow. Okay, so for top speed there, I got 71.7, which is kind of surprising that upwind is faster than down. I might have also been driving a little more confident, but I got to a point where it's like, this is kind of squirrely. I don't want to go any faster. So again, 71.5 seems to be a good top speed for this boat. But like I said, this is totally unloaded. Nothing's in this boat. No fish in the live well, no tackle, no rods, reels. I say it's time we fill this boat up and see how fast she goes then. All right, folks, here we go. My boat is all kinds of packed. Time to see if my top speed changes at all. I'm assuming no, that's the guess I'm gonna make, but we'll see if I'm wrong. I'm sure some of y'all in the comments are gonna say, oh, it's not 75, my bullet goes 94. Well, you know what, your bullet is also not safe and has no features, so this is one heck of a boat to hopefully still go 71.5. And if you were gonna comment that, keep commenting because it helps the video engagement. Let's get trimmed down here and begin our 3rd speed test. This is downwind fully loaded. Let's go. A little slower hole shot. 60, 70, 70.5, 71.1, let's go. 71.6, 71.8. Oh, okay. Just as I had expected. Adding in a little more weight to the boat actually gave me a tiny bit more top speed, 71.8 I got going downwind. Feels good. All right, here we go. Upwind, fully loaded. Let's go, baby. 72.3. I think anything over 70 on a fully rigged boat is beyond good enough, but I'm happy to see that it handles well. I'm not really having to steer it, especially downwind. Upwind, a little bit of steering, but downwind, I could almost take my hands off the wheel and just eat a sandwich. Now hear me say this loud and clear, don't drive with no hands. Even though I've said it before, I don't say it anymore because I get in big trouble with Yamaha if I say that, so shh. What a stinking awesome video and a great way to end a beautiful evening here in Texas. We have our boat broken in, we have the electronics on, we've got the fishing gear in the boat. It is time for an awesome 2023 season. If y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below and check out this video in the corner right over here where I catch a 14.5-pound bass in last year's version of this boat. And I'm not gonna promise a 14.5-pounder coming up this year, but with this setup right here, look at that. You can see live scope from the center of the boat on this camera. I've got to give a huge thanks to all the sponsors in this video that help this channel run. My name's Tyler, and we'll see you guys next time right here on TRF.